Siamo in live? Non lo so. Forse. Sì, siamo in live. Via! Senza indugio, subito sì. Veloce. Miniatura. Miniatura. Trrr, non è qui. Scrivania. Questa cartella. Esportate. Questa cartella. Via. Salva ogni bene. Dopo un rage quit dovuto, nemmeno un rage quit, dopo un quit, nemmeno un saluto finale dovuto alla connessione pessima del vostro carissimo S, ragazzi, siamo tornati in una nuova live su The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Ci siamo fermati in un punto abbastanza peculiare, perché ora la ganza, come cazzo si chiama, non me lo ricordo, nemmeno la Iris Wilson, ci spiegherà. No, fammi mettere la live. Tante volte perché uno dove si iscrive. Ci spiegherà ogni bene. So che voi tutti siete a scuola, però per me questo è l'unico orario in questi giorni che posso streamare. Quindi o vi streamo ora o se no un vi streamo. Sì. Ciao Giulio, grazie per le scimmie. Continuiamo così, a bomba forazzo. Intanto vediamo un attimo la cronologia, perché qui magari voi vi siete persi qualche cosa. Tanto, allora, Gina, che è quella che ha rubato i cosi, la pickpocket. Surprise, Eduardo. And Daddy wrote. Ok. In sostanza, cosa è successo a Iris? Sta spiegando le note del padre, cioè gli appunti del padre, li sta spiegando appunto a Gina. Insomma, chi era il suo babbo, cioè il braccio destro di Sherlock Holmes. Poi ho chiesto, vabbè, The Hound of the Baskervilles. Iris, this is the Hound of the Baskervilles story. I take it that's another tale inspired by your father's accounts?
That's right. I thought it was fascinating. But it's different somehow.
Se che c'avevo un garrino enorme, potentissimo.
But it's different somehow from the other cases, I mean.
Oh? How?
I don't really know, but it must be special in some way. Because after I'd written it, I showed the manuscript to Harley. He turned as white as a sheet. It was the first time I've ever seen him like that.
It pains me to have to say that after you've toiled it over for so long, Iris, but the story must not be published at this time under any circumstances.
But why not? It's one of my best works.
I'm not at liberty, as I say, not to know. So please, do not ask me.
All right then, I won't.
But at this don't let me swear that I will explain everything one day, Iris. When the time is right. And that's how the manuscript came to be with Mr. Windybank, isn't it?
Yes. Harley said it had to be somewhere very safe. That really gets him a go at it, that does.
As treating you like as a child. It's mean that's what it should. Keeping secrets like that. I'm sure Mr. Jones isn't trying to be mean.
Huh?
If he said he wasn't at liberty to talk about it, I'm sure there must have been a very good reason. I think so too. Susato sa qualche cosa palese di sicuro.
You lot are trash thing for yet on good. But you can't pull the wood full over my eyes. Show me slang to Irish. I bet you my life is in on it.
What?
Harley's lied to me.
No, non è vero. Ma ora quindi c'è da parlargliene con questa figliola. Cazzo vuole, puttanaccela. Your parents. Well, actually, I've realized that I don't know anything about your parents, Gina.
I ain't good, Johnny, have I?
Never did I have.
Oh.
Grazie al cazzo.
Look, the East End's full of orphans like me. No one's nothing to do with us from the minute we're born. Not even our moms. But we'll all stick together. The older ones look after the little ones and make sure they get by. So that's why you're a pickpocket.
Ma va? No.
Nah. Dive into my life. I love it. I get a kick out of it every time I lift some pompous idiots for first. And that's how we all afford to eat. I'm like Robin Hood, ain't I? That's how I see it. Oh, Gina. I do think about it sometimes. What it'd be like to have a parent, I mean. I always thought that make everything right. But having listened to what I just said, it sounds like having parents ain't always easy either. Oh. I mean, if you never had them, you don't feel like you're always wanting to meet them. It's true. I do want to see Daddy so much. Oh, Iris.
Ma diglielo che è morto! Diglielo è quello che era stato incastrato per essere proprio il rinoso. Dai!
Gina, what do you mean when you said that you know Mr. Sholmes is lying to Iris? Well, he reckons Popper that mental script or whatever, right? But come on, that's obviously a load of rubbish. Oh my, what would you think that, Gina? It's simple. If that Charlie was really in old Windybank's storeroom, there's no way someone from halfway around the world, in other words, you could know about it. Sorry, Irish, but if you ask me, he showed it. Without telling you. But Harley would never do something like that. I'm sure of it. Grown-ups do a lot worse than that, believe me. Barefaced hair liars. The lot of them. You just don't realize it yet.
Povera Iris.
I'm telling ya, the mental script ain't a windy bank. You'd soon see if you had a book.
A look o a book? A look o a... Oh, sta zitta. A look, non a book. Perfetto, direi. Oh, la play. Zitta. Zitta. No. Dopo.
Perché? Non ti incazzare.
Oh, allora. No. Dopodomani? Ok. Perfetto, abbiamo trovato un accordo. E allora stai zitta! Non mi rompere. Oh. No! E allora... ti piglia a manate.
Even if you think that you can trust him, I don't. I don't. That Sean's a liar like the rest of them. If I'm honest, I have wondered if Harley's telling me the truth sometimes. Oh, but I don't mean that I think he sold it. I mean that sometimes wonder if he might have hidden my manuscript somewhere. Somewhere I don't know. Even though it's wrong of me to doubt him.
Don't be too hard on yourself, Iris.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at the time. Come along, Jeannie. We should go back downstairs. Yeah, alright. And please.
Appena postato un video. What? Che combina Discord? Ah, mi è arrivata ora la notifica della live. Ma va, che Gary. Vai, Gary, vai, Gary, vai, Gary, vai, Gary.
And please, don't mention any of these to Harley, will you?
No, of course not. Good night then, Iris. Good night, Gina.
You must let me make breakfast for you tomorrow morning. I insist.
Perché, Susie? Vuoi per caso vuoi fare qualcosa con me? Ti ispiro? Susie? Di vero, Susie? Dai, Susie, lo so cosa vuoi, Susie. Mattacchiona.
Oh yes, please. I can't wait, Susie. Good night, Dan.
Ma quindi stava parlando con me. Oh, non stava parlando con me. Sei cattiva, Susato. Iris, it sure is easy to forget, isn't it? Sometimes she speaks like an adult, but deep down she's still just a child. Beh, grazie al cazzo c'ha 10 anni, fra. O io casco dalla seggiola.
Well, I think it's time that I turned in for the night too, Naruto-san.
Gombanwa. Dr. John H. Wilson, Iris' father, but also the name of the murdered visiting professor at UMA University. It can't be a mere coincidence. There's something deeper going on. Finisce così? Sternarodo. Oh, che succede? Cosa sta succedendo? Mr. Naruto. That voice. That's Mr. Sholmes. Ah, va a cagare. Cazzo. Oh! Non mi rompere i coglioni. No. No. Dopo. Stai zitta. Oh, Giulio, di qualche cosa. Ma senti. Senti che dice. Oh. E allora? No. No. Ammazzati. What's going on? It's... Aspetta, rifocco la voce assonnata. What's going on? It's the middle of the night. It's Miss Lestrade. She's gone. Gina? She was supposed to be sleeping in Harry's room, but her bed is empty. Well, she's a young woman. She probably says go, no? I think not. From speaking to her before she retired, I recovered the distinct expression. She was looking forward for breakfasting with Mr. Sato. Se non parlare alla play non è mica una lavatrice che equivale a una donna. Allora, è vero, però mi dissocio. No, I don't believe the girl has gone home. But I've been waiting for over an hour now. Over an hour? Oh. If you'll indulge me, look out of the window, dear fellow. What is about? Sti cazzi? Ok, non vedo nulla di strano. Wait a minute. Why is the... Io pensavo fosse tipo un effetto. Why is there a light on at this time of the night? That's Mr. Wendy Banks' pawnbrokery. Mr. Wendy Banks. Oh no! It's simple. If that story was really in old Wendy Banks' storeroom, there's no way there's someone from all around the world, in other words, you could know about it. Sorry, Irish, but you asked me I shall that without telling you. Could have gone. It seems you have some knowledge of the situation, Mr. Naruto. Sorry? Oh, no, not really. Well, anyway, we must investigate. At once! Era lei. Mr. Sato! Let's go! Ora sta video è morto qualcheduno, Sarò lì, è morto qualcheduno. Porca... Quanto ci godo se muore, se è morto qualcheduno. Quanto ci godo se è morto qualcheduno. Quanto ci godo. And the lamp is burning. It must be Gina, mustn't it? Let us hope it's nothing more than sinister. What? Come, there's not a moment to lose. Clearly something is afoot inside. There's no one in here. Oh, yes, there is. Mr. Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes! What the? Has Sholmes been shot? Leave me, Mr. Naruto! But after them, go! Right! Non ci capisco più un cazzo sta succedendo! Blast! I've lost them! Hello, what have we here? The alarm was just raised from this pawnbroker, sir. Would you know something about that? Officer, come with me! It's my friend, Mr. Sholmes! He's been shot! Shot? Sta arriva... Ma sta roba dovevano farla con la cutscene. Cioè questa maniera è orribile. Andiamo. With the policeman close behind me, I ran back to Windy Banks. Ma non c'era nessuno. No. Eccola! La cazzina l'ho chiamata!
Mr. Jones!
Mr. Narado.
No!
How bad is it? Never mind me, but there's much at stake. Behind that door. In the storeroom. Hurry!
Non si apre. Sfonda la porta! Dio buono! L'avevo detto! Che moriva lui!
It's Gina!
Che... Oh porca troia! Via! Seguita! Dai! Accidenta ieri a quando non ho ripreso la live! Dio buono! Ah! Facciamo una cosa, quella dove non c'è scritto nulla io non dico nulla perché potrei fare delle figure di merda. Cazzata. Questa è una palese stronzata, non può essere Gina. Oh, Iris!
A telegram came, but I'll say it was wait at home.
Oh, yes. We asked one of the policemen to have it sent. But it was simply impossible to come back.
When I woke up, I was all alone. Harley and Jeannie were gone. Everyone was gone. What's happened, Reno?
Poor Iris. She's trembling. She's obviously trying very hard to let herself not to get too worried. I'll explain everything that I know.
Something awful has just happened, hasn't it?
Yes, I'm afraid so. Dio po'. Allora, prima parliamo di questo. Sì. I'm sorry to tell you this, Iris, but Mr. Windybank is dead. He was shot. We discovered it in the early hours of the morning.
Oh, yes. I had a feeling.
You did?
Well, I saw all of those police carriages pulling up outside his shop. So I knew something must have happened there.
When we entered Windybanks in the small hours, we disturbed the gang of two hawks. They ran out onto the street, and I chased after them, but they got away.
So it was one of them who shot old Mr. Winterbank, I suppose.
I don't know, but that's not what the police believed. What the police believe at the moment.
Oh, why not?
They've arrested someone else in their prime suspect, you see. Gina.
Genie? But why?
Well, the thing is...
No! Genie wouldn't do something like that!
I know! None of us think she did it.
Then why they have arrested her?
I'm sorry. There was nothing I could do.
I don't understand why they arrested Genie. It's not fair. What about the two hawks that were at the scene? Why aren't they the prime suspects? After all, they shot Harley dead, didn't they?
No, I mean, Mr. Sholmes isn't dead, Iris.
This is also horrible.
The thing is, Mr. Riddibank was found on the floor in the storeroom where he keeps all the deposited articles. And the storeroom door was locked from the inside.
I see.
But he wasn't alone there. Gina was found next to him on the floor as well.
Oh no!
And according to the detective who investigated afterwards.
Don't tell me there was no one else in the room.
Yes, exactly. How did you know?
It's the only explanation.
Yes, the only explanation indeed.
What do you mean by that, Bruno? Well,
what I can say, I'm damned if I agree, damned if I don't. No, sbagliato, vabbè.
Where's Susie, Bruno?
She's still at the police station.
Oh, why?
I expect she's still being questioned. The police said they wouldn't be finished for a while.
Why aren't you there then?
Well, I didn't get a good look at the criminals anyway, so they weren't questioning me for long. And Mr. Sato stayed behind the scene to tend to Mr. Sholmes, so they didn't get started until later.
I see.
Besides, one of us had to come back to be with Iris. I'm glad agreed to me leaving early.
You should have let me know, and I would have come to the station. So where's Harley then? He's still in investigating at the scene? He really ought to have some breakfast. It's not good for him to miss meals.
I don't want you to worry, Iris. But I have some news about Mr. Sholmes. He was taken to the hospital this morning.
What?
Well, when we entered Windybanks, a gun was fired, and they took a bullet.
Harley was shot? No.
It's all right. His life isn't in danger.
Really? Are you sure? Where is he? Which hospital?
He's at St. Signers. They're tending to him there.
I must see him at once.
I'm sorry, Iris, but you can't.
Why not? That's not fair. I'm a family member. I should be allowed.
No, I mean, nobody can see him at the moment. He's not allowed any visitors. They're preparing to operate, you see.
To operate? Oh, poor Harley.
It was the two thugs who were in Mr. Windybank's shop. They shot to Mr. Sholmes when he disturbed them, you see.
It was pitch black inside the shop at the time. My mind went totally blank, I'm afraid. I just froze. After them! Go! After that, I ran out into the street, but, well, they were long gone. I shouldn't have hesitated. I'm sorry. It's my fault. I let them get away. I think that's a very good thing. Sorry? Well, if you'd seen which way they went and chased after them, you might have been shot as well. You know. On top of everything else, I couldn't bear that. Oh, Iris. I'm afraid I'll need to go out again now, Iris. There's not much I can do at the moment, but I can at least try to find out how Mr. Sholmes and Gina are getting on. I want to go too. Take me with you, Runo. I can't stand just sitting around here waiting. I'm not sure how I feel about asking a 10-year-old child to the scene of a murder, but I don't want to leave her all alone either. Alright then, Iris. Perhaps can you help me? Oh yes, I'd love to. Gina's at the prison. Mr. Sholmes is probably in his hospital bed. And I forget we have to visit the crime scene. We need to conduct a thorough investigation. Ha! I can see you're ready for action. I imagine Iris would appreciate going to the hospital sooner rather than later. Ma volendo sì, potrei... Oh, this looks like a telegram. It is, but you mustn't open it. Not under any circumstances. Alright, I won't. Now then, let's see. No! What did I just say? You mustn't open it! Don't worry, I won't. With the special concussion I've developed, I'll be able to see through the envelope without having to open it. No! That's not allowed either! But I'm sure it's something important. Little geniuses sure be mischievous. Beh, adesso... nulla, andiamo via, non c'è tempo da perdere. E già gli è belle mezzogiorno. Possiamo andare tipo in... You know, I think to visit this place could be a good idea. Qualche dice? This place feels different than normal today for some reason. Ah, ok, in sostanza, ok. Andiamo qui. Ok. Che casino. This is where it happened then. Last night. That's right. The two thugs I told you about were obviously ransacking the place, looking for valuables. But apart from the policeman in here, you wouldn't know anything that happened. There's no sign for a disturbance. No, you're right about that, actually. In fact, if anyone, it's the police who seem to be the ones doing the ransacking. I know what you mean. They're like a gang of organized criminals, all dressed in black. Oh, oi, I heard that. Oh, Inspector, good morning. I suppose I ought to thank you for your vigilance last night. We got to the scene before it was disturbed, at least. Shame you let the two rogues get away, mind. Yes, I'm sorry about that. I thought you'd outsign the extra men to beat around here, Greggsy. Now look what's happened. Harley's being injured because there weren't any good police on duty.
Your ladyship! No one told me you were coming.
I expect you to take full responsibility for what happened to Harley and see he has the very best medical care.
Of course, your ladyship. The very best doctors in the Capitol are tending to him as we speak.
And I don't think it's Runa's fault that the rogues managed to get away, isn't it? Chasing criminals is the police's job.
Absolutely, your ladyship. As you say, madame, as you say. The gent in black is totally blameless. Everyone's in agreement about that. Would you believe it?
It's completely a different person with Iris. Talks about personality change.
Oh, where are the manners? Are you thirsty, your ladyship? Una bambina. Perhaps you'd like some juice, some nice refreshing fruit juice?
Oh, why? Are you thirsty, Rexy? I'd have some of my special herbal tea with me. You'd like some if you'd like some.
Ma cosa sta succedendo? Ah, lovely. Thank you very much. That really hit the spot, your ladyship. I don't even recognize him like this. Davvero sembra un'altra persona.
Alright then, let's see what we can uncover.
Oi, what do you think you're doing, sunshine? You can't touch anything in here.
Oh, but we were hoping to investigate.
This is a crime scene, for Pete's sake. No touching.
What's the problem, Greggsy? Bruno's a lawyer, you know that.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry, your ladyship. Ever so sorry. The rules and regulations are torn in my side. Curse if Mr. Naruto would have properly appointed to be by the accused, there'd be much another manner.
The accused?
If you could show me the representation papers, I'd be only too happy to see you nose around.
Did you hear that, Reno? You need Ginny to sign some representation papers.
Mamma mia, è orribile.
It looks like presenting the detective here with the correct paperwork is the only way.
A posto.
So, how is the investigation going, Inspector?
Nothing to it, really. Very simple case this. there's some very definitive evidence. We are just about to charge the diver we arrested last night, in fact. Gina, you're going to charge her? That's right. Should be able to bring her before the judge at the Bailey tomorrow.
Definitive evidence, you say? What is it? Come on, show me.
Your ladyship, as much as I wish I could oblige you, I'm afraid.
Ah, I see. You have already captured a pair of thugs who broke in here last night, have you?
What the?
And you're going to put them on the stand as witness, are you? Witnesses, are you?
How could you? How could you possibly know that?
I had a feeling, that's all.
Remind me you'll never try to keep a secret from Iris. So, you have arrested two men who shot Mr. Sholmes, have you? Well, yes. They were rounded up by pretty quickly by the lads on the beat. And Miss Lestrade is being held at the prison? She should be. That assuming she hasn't understood the key of jailer, of course. Can you tell us anything about Mr. Sholmes? What's his condition? Sorry, I'm not at liberty to divulge you that information. Scotland Yard manners are strictly confidential.
Well, I know he's being operated on at St. Signers. Why I can't see him? It's my family, you know.
I'm terribly sorry, your ladyship. It's the hospital policy. No visiting at all.
Oh.
The bullet must have hit the artery in his midriff. A fair bit of blood.
Oh no.
It didn't seem too bad for the first hour or so. But the hemorrhage is like that is enough to make even the one and Sholmes pipe down. Mr. Sholmes, he's human like the rest of us, you know. Aspetta, ma quello l'ha detto lui o io? Perché? Ah, ok. Well, anyway, he's having emergency surgery right now. They've gotta stop the bleeding.
But he will be alright, won't he? They'll be able to make him better.
Of course, your ladyship. He'll be as right as rain before you know it.
Really? How could you know?
How do I know? Well, because of course. Yes, because Mr. Sholmes is such a great detective, that's why. We'd better pray the doctors have a better grasp of what's needed to make someone well again.
Oh dear, please don't die hardly.
I'll report it to your ladyship the moment I hear he's out of the operating theater. I couldn't be helped noticing, Inspector. What? Out with it, sunshine. Well, there seems to be a marked difference between the way you talk to me and Iris. Watch the sauce, Sonny. I'm a cop, and we don't go in favoritism.
But he's right. You do treat us differently. It's cause of those adventures of Sherlock Holmes stories, that's why. Oh, I crop in him, don't I, Inspector Tobias Gregson? Oh well, yes, because you're an acquaintance of Harley's. What did you write about the Inspector, Iris? I don't remember really. It was one of Sean's lines. Gregson is the smartest of Scotland Yards, is how we put it. Oh, did I write that? And do you know that one line did, what that one line did for me, huh? The very next month, my pay doubled, I tell you. Oh, that's amazing. And because everyone of the at the Scotland Yards reads them, they read all the Sherlock Holmes stories. They even set me up a fan club for me. Of course, that explains everything. It was around that the times you became such a toady to me. Can you blame me? Cioè, ma Dio buono, è un simp praticamente. Dai, ma fra, non fare i simp con una bambina. Non è uno scherzo, cioè, fra, hai 44 anni, avete 34 anni di differenza, Dio buono. Can you blame me? All I take is one bad word from you, and Sholmes could change his tune about me. Gregson, no. The great detective will say. He's getting quite overrated these days. Think what would happen if to my salary if that came out in print, huh? The whole thing gives me the willies. I can't tell you how many nights of sleep I've lost worrying about it. But that will never happen, Ragazzi. Every month, when the new Rent magazine comes out, my hands are trembling as I turn the pages. Oh, how awful of you. Here, have some tea to settle your nerves. Ah, lovely. Thank very much. That really hit the spot, your ladyship. Say, toda. Oh, yeah. There's nothing I was supposed to tell you about actually, Mr. Naruto. Yes, what is it? I've got an important message for you. I clean forgot about it until now. An important message? I wonder what it could be. Sentiamo questo important message. Are you going to tell me what's the important message then, Inspector? Yeah. It's all about the young lady who's normally by your side, your assistant. Oh, your Susie. Is she alright? She's at the station, isn't she? Being questioned, I believe. È al tribunale. Nope, not anymore. She has had to head off. Head off? Where? To Lord Longstronghard's office, of course. He's someone there. Ah, yes, of course. I'd forgotten about that. Allora, se lei diventa una giurora, giura, impazzisco. One of the whipstocks took her there in a yard carriage after we'd finished questioning her.
But she asked us to tell you she didn't have the fare for return journey and go meet her there. She'd gotten a Ocean's Coronado's blooming messaging service. I see. Well, thank you for passing on that, Inspector. Why did Susie have to go to Lower Chief Justice? She didn't tell me. But I'd better head over to Lord Justice office to Fletcher straight away. Bene, abbiamo finito. Ciao Ganzo. Via. Si pogga. Let's go. Andiamo. Andiamo. 16 d'aprile alla British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice Office. Yes. No matter how many times I come here, I always get the same oppressiveness somehow. Do you think the place is oppressive? I think it's normal. How so? I mean, look at the suit of armor over there. You can't take that seriously, can you? Maybe it thinks the same about you. So, everything... Ma non c'erano prima. There they are. Susato-san and Lord Strongheart. I wonder what they're talking about. They both looks very serious. Very good. There is nothing further to discuss. You may return to your lodgings. No doubt you have much to do in preparation. Ah, ma sta parlando Strongheart. Very good. There is Mama! Oi oi figlioli. No doubt you have much to do in preparation for your return to your homeland. Wait, what did he just say? Your return to your homeland? Susato-san! Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. What was all that about? Mr. Naruhodo. Thank you for coming to collect your colleague. Ok, non farà la juror, peccato. What's this all about? You were talking about Miss Sato's return to her homeland? And tomorrow? Tomorrow? But what about Ginny's trial? You mean she's been formally charged now? Oh dear. Che casino. Che sta succedendo? Che sta succedendo? Mr. Sato, what's all this about? Oh, please don't concern yourself, Mr. Naruhodo. It's only me going back to Japan. Ma perché? Your life here can continue, just it has... That's not what I asked. What happened? Why are you leaving? It's my father. He's failing ill. Oh no! Professor Mikotoba? Bada bellino, if I may? Yes, sorry? You must be the defendant, Rinosuke Naruhodo. I believe.
Yes, that's right.
My name is Eugene Mikotoba. I'm a professor for the foreign medicine at UMA University. We received an international telegram from the Empire of Japan informing us of the news.
10 days ago, father collapsed with a fever. The cause is apparently unknown, and it seems he grows weaker day by day.
I don't believe it. As you're aware, the voyage from here to your country's capital, Tokyo, takes some 50 days. I thought it would be prudent to hasten Mr. Sato's departure as much as possible.
Yes, absolutely. I will leave to London the first thing tomorrow morning. I can't believe this is happening. So, Gina has been charged? She'll have to appear in court? Yes, she was formally charged a few hours ago. And the date of the trial has already been set for tomorrow. No! Not even 24 hours later?
Gina, the Last Street girl, and the murder of the Baker Street pawnbroker, yes. In all too conspicuous case, the pickpocket was clearly disturbed by the mid-robbery and shot the man in a panic. No, the yard is overstretched as it, without wasting time on these open and shut cases.
It's not wasting time. Jeannie would never do something like that.
Mr. Naruto.
Yes? Lord Strongheart?
In the deference of your fine services to the date, I shall overlook this girl's insolence. But I have no recollection of admitting a child into my office. Leave. Now.
Of course, Lord Strongheart.
Criminals will tell the most palpable lies in order to evade justice. The police can ill afford the time it takes to unravel all their untruths. Meanwhile, the more crimes are perpetrated. We have far more serious matters which we can contend.
Serious matters? Didn't Gregson mention like that yesterday? Yes, Inspector Gregson made a similar remark yesterday.
It's no concern of yours. Though I'm sure I need not to remind you of that.
Che casino. Che casino.
3 minutes precisely until my next meeting. You must excuse me.
There, just one more thing, Lord Strongheart.
Which is?
It's Miss Lestrade's trial. I wonder if you permit me to defend her?
A timely suggestion.
Sorry?
The girl currently has no representation.
But that's not fair. She may be a pickpocket. But she still deserves a fair trial.
Do not misunderstand me, young lady. The government provides of those poor to afford representation with a public defender. The accused need to only assign relevant paperwork. The defendant barrister will be assigned to the case. However, the young girl in question has refused that right.
Why would she do that? A question you would tell her to direct at Miss Lestrade. You'll find her in the local prison. Yes, thank you. Now then, it's time I was living. Good day to you.
Ciao, Stronghi.
What a day. Gina charged with the murder. She's at the sun about to leave.
No, dai, ma Susie, lascia, no. Dai.
Come on, Mr. Naruto, Iris. We must make haste. But, Susie, you aren't leaving for Japan tomorrow morning, aren't you? Don't you have packing things and things to do? As Mr. Naruto, judicial assistant, my personal circumstances are no consequence. My sole purpose remains to help you in whatever way I can. Thank you, Mr. Sato. That's a very pensive look. If I'm honest, this has completely thrown me off. I'll just have to do what I can as a lawyer.
Via. Andiamo a prigione, via. Via, seguita. Ma si sa che ore è? No, non si sa può, no, oi oi.
Hello, Gina.
Ma gli hanno davvero lasciato un oggetto del genere in prigione?
Oh, you still have the grenade launcher Harley and I made.
I wish you wouldn't point at me at all the time, though.
What are you here for? Jeannie, I have a feeling it's because of us you've ended up in trouble.
So we were thinking that we might be able to help you.
Well, you can't.
Sorry?
You heard. Get lost. Don't be like that, Jeannie. I know you wouldn't do it. You'd never shoot someone. I just know you wouldn't.
You think you know me? Pull the other one.
Oh. You ain't got the first idea about the likes of me. I'm a thief. I pitch people purses when they are walking down the street. That's how I get by. And if I show me a change, I'd sneak into a pawn shop any day of the week. Just to see what I could lay my hands on. Get it? That's the kind of person I am. But, Jeannie, I'll be in the court tomorrow, they say. Some gave me by before said he'd be a lawyer for me all like they would like. Said it was my right or something. But told him how to get stuffed. I don't need no lawyer. I don't need no one.
She couldn't be staring at me, obviously, if she tried.
Why are you being like this, Jenny?
Oh. This is one stern look Satosan is giving Gina. Via.
I don't understand, Gina. Why did you send the public defender away? He wanted me to sign some papers, representation papers or something like that. It's all gonna be rigged that way, the whole trial. They'll pin on me cause I'm a kid. That's what grown-ups always do. Why do you think that? 'Cause that child, it's always been for me. Growing up in the black slums me whole life. If you do what the grown-ups tell ya, I'll get your mate dragged by of the coppers or worse. I've had it happen to me before and all. Been sold out and nearly snaffled on the back of it. You can trust no one, that's the point. Soon as you do, you're going to crash dead. Gina, listen. If you like, in tomorrow's trial, I could forget it. Ginny! Don't you trust me now? No, I don't.
But I.
Look, I'll ask Nestle now. Just leave me alone.
Will you tell us what happened, Gina?
Last night at the pawnbroker's. There's nothing to tell. I figured I'd pay me, so I broke into the place and started to go through the storeroom. But the old black walked in on me. You know the rest. But why, Jeannie? Why would you do that? It ain't obvious. The place is full of stuff I could sell for a shilling or two. Driving ain't easy, you know. It's a lot of work, and half of the time you don't even get nothing.
Sto iniziando a capire quello che dice, è impressionante.
Is that really why you broke into the place? What? Are you sure the true reason wasn't some...
Are you sure the true reason wasn't something else?
Oh, give it a rest. What'd be point away anyway, huh? Nothing I could say I would make a blind bit or difference. Please tell us, Jeannie. We'll believe you, whatever it is.
Believe me?
Don't be daft. You can't believe nothing. Everyone lies all the time. And you know what? When it comes to liars, I'm the biggest of the lot. I've told some unforgivable lies I have. What do you mean by that? What unforgivable lies?
What do you mean before, Gina, when you said you were the biggest liar of the lot?
Why don't you tell us what these unforgivable lies you've told are? Maybe we can help. Sorry. We're out of time. They're gonna they wanna question me now. Jeannie, please. Oh, yeah. I wanted to give you this, something to remember me by. A photographic print of a really adorable cat. I found it on the one pocket of this coat. Okay. And no point me having it. I wonder what the little photograph like that was doing in a pocket of that overcoat. Anyway, don't bother coming away. Bye. Oh, Jeannie. The white cat photograph has been entered in the record.
Allora, lo sapevo io.
Allora, look on the back of this print here. There's something written on it. 13 February, 18 p.m. Article deposit, one small box. Loan amount paid 10 shillings. Redemption deadline 13 April, 9 p.m. So this photographic print is a redemption ticket? For an article that was deposited 2 days prior to the incident on the omnibus, it would seem. Yes, a small box. That doesn't tell much about it, does it? Perhaps it contains some valuable mementos. I can't help wondering. Presumably, Mr. McGilded have never redeemed the article in question, since he still had the ticket. So, it is impossible that box still represents him somewhere in the shop? Ah, yes. If it's something McGilded deposited, we need to investigate. The white cat photograph information has been updated in the record. Perfetto. Ora noi ci spostiamo a Bear Street. Ragazzi, oh varazzi, la live di oggi finisce qui. Sono distrutto, sono successe troppe cose in un'ora. Domani 90 su 100 la live non ci sarà per motivi miei, ma giovedì probabilmente ritorneremo in auge. In auge. In auge. In auge. Ragazzi, spero che questa live vi sia piaciuta. Noi ci vediamo in un altro video o in un'altra live dal vostro caro S e ogni bene. Ciao. Ciao. Buona scisi.